become like this only, and then how will they operate in life if they are like this? I don't want to give my remote control of my life in the hands of this teenager boy. It's not that they get hurt with what we say. The problem is they believe what we say. How to be calm and composed when the teenage son is making a lot of tantrum. So Lakshmi, you know what? We have two places that a parent can operate from. One is a place of love and one is a place of fear. When we get into our fear zone, we start to feel like it's our job to correct them, to fix them. Otherwise, they will become like this only, and then how will they operate in life if they are like this? And that's when we go into fear and we start to fix or tweak our children. Now, another way to do it is to stay in your calm energy of knowingness that this is a phase that will pass and that I just have to remain loving, caring, and all that I am. And once it passes, that's when I will speak to him, because I don't want to speak to him in this energy. So I'm going to allow him to do whatever he thinks he's doing to grab my attention, and let him know that, you know what, if you really want my attention, you're going to have to become smarter than this. So I'm going to wait it out patiently. And of course, it's going to take everything you've got, because you will feel the need to match his energy. Anytime someone's angry with us or someone is throwing a tantrum, one of the ways we think we can communicate with them is if we match their energy. If somebody is shouting, we start to shout back. When somebody is misbehaving, we start to misbehave louder than what they are misbehaving to control that misbehavior. But actually what you asked in such a beautiful manner, which is, how do I stay calm and composed? By exactly doing that, being calm and composed. One of the things I love doing is becoming the observer of my life rather than the experiencer of my life. And let me explain that to you. Human beings are the only creatures who have the ability to observe what we are doing. Like currently, there's a part of me that's talking to you, and there's a part of me that can see myself talking to you. And I can judge myself by going, oh Puja, today your hair is looking a little oily, or your teacup has a little bit some kachra inside it, or you know, your nails have become too long, you need to go and get them chopped, or whatever, right? So there's an observer that is sitting there. The same way, when you and your son are having any kind of conflict, I want you to sit in your observer body and say, you know, what would make me proud of how I want to behave today? So instead of being only the experiencer, that's when we lose ourselves. The more we can sit in our observer body and say, okay, this person is shouting and I can choose to shout back, or I can even choose to smile back, because I don't want to give my remote control of my life in the hands of this teenager boy who barely can manage his life. Why should I show him? Let me be an example to him on what a person with emotional maturity looks like. Maybe he doesn't know that enough, so he's thinking all of this will get him results. Let him see me and know that if next time he wants to speak to me, he's going to have to show a lot more emotional maturity. Or if I do this long enough, he will start to learn and understand that there are better ways to communicate with one another than the scene that he's creating, right? And so I do feel like a lot of times, especially as parents, instead of coming from a place of authority, start to see if you can come from a place of being an observer of your own behavior. And the most beautiful gift you can give to yourself is not how the other person is behaving, but how you responded to them. I mean, I've had days where I've come into the room and gone, Puja, so proud of you today. You could have easily let loose, but you kept your cool, and look, you turned out to be the winner. And I have won so many battles just because of the emotional maturity of sitting in my... I will go a step more and I will imagine myself as a Mother Teresa ka roop. And I'll say, what will Mother Teresa do in this traumatic situation? She'll just sit there, smile and send love. She'll say, God bless you. Maybe your soul suffered in the previous birth. Maybe in this birth you need a lot more healing. Let me send him healing energy. All he needs is love and healing. So all the while I'll be receiving kachra, I will be giving back blessings. And you know what? It feels so good when you do not lose. Like Michelle Obama says this so beautifully, when people go low, I go high. And I love that sentence because you know what? It's such a great opportunity to know whether you are evolving at the rate you've been choosing to. I call these situations the exams of life. We think we are evolving by coming for Insta lives like this or reading books or going for courses. But how do you really know you've evolved or not? You only know you've evolved or not when you are given tests like this. True or not? So Lakshmi, I don't know how much of this is going to help you, sweetheart, but I really hope you use some of it and get yourself to really be in a situation where you feel proud of who you are as a mother, and wait to know this, that you know what, your child will outgrow this phase. What I have seen, I have a 23-year-old and a 20-year-old, and I have seen if I have not given too much energy to the negative and stayed in the energy of appreciation, love, compassion and empathy, then eventually God allows for your children to blossom with those qualities. Because I had heard this very nice sentence that our children, it's not that they get hurt with what we say, the problem is they believe what we say. Okay, and so when we keep on saying to our children things like you will fail if you behave like this, or you are a dumbo, or you are stupid, or how horrible, or this behavior is not acceptable, and you do this with other people, and we keep saying those kind of things, and somewhere deep down it goes and settles inside of them, and they start to believe that that's the worst we can do to our children, right? So it's so important that even when we see them in their worst, we don't put any of those sentences in them that will hurt or damage them, and rather we stay in the energy of knowing that if the roots of the tree, which is us, are pure, amazing, gorgeous, and the food is clean, then the branches of that tree cannot be too bad, or the fruits of that tree will never be bad. And we have to stay in that faith long enough for us to believe, and then eventually God will show you that your patience and your faith and your trust in yourself and your parenting will give you children that you will feel, we all go through the bad phases to arrive at the good phase. Okay, so God bless, and I'm sending lot of healing energy to your son, that whatever is making him angry or upset, may he heal from that very soon.